Hi, this is Isabelle Litzler, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today's video is about how to transfer from your company towards Switzerland. So I know a lot of you are looking into coming to Switzerland, so packing up your bags and just coming. This is usually not the way I recommend to come to Switzerland. Myself, I came via company transfer. I think it makes it easier to have a company do it for you. And then once you're there, you have a bit more visibility on the Swiss market as well. So this is my favorite way, especially for those of you who are non-EU people. I think, again, if you come with your bags and start knocking on doors or sending your resumes online, you will find that it's not a market that it's easy to just get in and strike your first job. So again, I'm teaching in this video now how to do your company transfer, which again, I think makes more sense and will actually build more sustainable career for you. So the first reason is because the corporate immigration is going to be much easier for you. So when you apply internally via company transfer, someone is going to do in your human resources, your work permit. You don't have to worry about that. So all you have to worry about is just come to Switzerland and everything is done for you. When I came, it's exactly what happened. I just had to look for apartments and someone actually coordinated that for me. So it was great and I don't regret it. So really, corporate immigration is a lot easier, and especially if you have a hard nationality, again, like non-EU, really, and you want to stay in the private sector, it's much easier for you to look for a job in a big multinational in the country of origin, and then know that they have an HR department that will take care of that for you. They will be equipped to transition. So the only thing is that make sure that this company has offices in Switzerland where you could actually go to, and there would be enough vacancies, meaning enough jobs that you can apply to. So if you have a company that has an office in Switzerland, but there's really nothing happening or not enough opportunities that you could apply, then probably it's not the right choice. So in your decision making, if you have a plan to come to Switzerland, choose a company in your local country. It's going to be easier for you to get hired in your home country, but make sure they have a big office in Switzerland. They have a lot of vacancies in your function so that sooner rather than later, you will be able to position yourself to apply. So that leads exactly into step number 2, which is really about preparing yourself and your management ahead of time. So, signal to them that you're interested in relocation at some point, especially in Switzerland. Maybe you're more open and you consider Europe, but if you really want Switzerland, make sure you insist on that so that it's marked in their head and they know that you want a job there. So by the time you apply, they will recognize your name and probably give you preference. So, when you start a job, it's really about being transparent about what you want. Usually you will get questions like, do you want an international career? Do you want to relocate? All these things. So I would say most companies, especially if they're international companies, want people who are mobile. So it's a plus actually if they see that you want to go elsewhere, you want to maybe take your chance and go to another country like Switzerland. I think it's going to be shown again as a plus. But it's also helping you in terms of when you apply for the job, they will be aware of it and give you the priority. But it's also to make sure you have an opportunity, because if you don't say anything and you don't even know if there's so many opportunities in a Swiss job, then you end up working for the company and you realize down the road that either there's no positions or they're not willing to help you and you just wasted your time. So I think it has to be a contract between you and the employer where you're taking a job, but you do have a plan in place to go elsewhere. So that again there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're transparent. Maybe they need your skills in the office there for a while, and then they'd be more than happy to help you go towards a different location, especially if your skill is in high demand. So we go back to the same thing, which I explain all the time on this channel, is be in a job that's in high demand, because then it gives you flexibility wherever you want in the world. And for negotiation purposes, I mean, negotiation when you enter a company to go elsewhere, if you're in a high demand position or high demand field, you can give your terms basically. So the power is in the hand of the person who's in high demand. So that's really what I want you to remember from this video is so put yourself in a niche, highly skilled tech or something very, very niche, very skilled, very particular, so that you have to become in demand. And once you're in high demand, everything will work out. So if you want to go to another country, it works out. If you want to get a promotion, it works out. If you want to get a higher salary, it works out. So everything is linked around that. If you're not in high demand, then you're going to have to work twice as hard because there's so many people like you and you're not going to be differentiated. And especially if you have an odd type of passport, etc., no one is going to make the effort to hire you. So if you have, especially again, if you have a hard passport to sell, make sure you have that edge. You're highly skilled. You have the I always tell people, build your profile in your home country, again, because it's easier. So I'll give you a very concrete example. If you work for a big multinational in your home country, like a Google or Microsoft or Facebook or something like that, you develop your skills there, you get some proof of concept, meaning you have people that can talk for you, your skills, etc. Then it's a little bit easier to sell your skills abroad than if you come with no background. So I always say that I don't recommend that you change careers when you enter Switzerland, because you have to come with some experience and some baggage, that people say, okay, this person is good at what they do. So prepare that, prepare that with your skill set, with your management, signal to them what you want. Be very transparent at the time of recruitment so that there's no bad surprises or waste of time. And number three, build yourself a plan, short term, medium term, and long term about how you're going to do that. So again, short term would be, let me pick, among the top companies that have offices in Switzerland, in the short term and get a job there before the end of the year. Medium term would be, let me see what kind of vacancies pop up regularly in Switzerland and see how I can prepare myself internally for these positions. I can start learning the languages. That's something you can start doing from your home country. I can start traveling to Switzerland to see a little bit more what's happening there and what kind of what's the flavor that people want, and learn that within my company so that I can offer that. And number three, what's the long-term strategy? Do you want to just have a stopover in Switzerland? Do you want to relocate permanently? There's this image that usually when I talk to expats, they really want the Swiss lifestyle. So again, I think it's more geared towards the lifestyle than the actual career, which are two different things. You could have a great lifestyle because you're in the mountains and there's a lot of outdoors activities and you enjoy that. But then the career thing might not be so great because there's not so many international companies you can apply for. The job market is going to be very limited, and the type of work that you would be doing not necessarily so challenging because there's just no, the market is not big enough. So you have to remember that, choose what's important to you early on. If you want, I would argue, if you want to build a strong career, probably you have to stay mobile and look at more the opportunity than the actual country, because the right opportunity might be in a different place. If you favor the lifestyle, then you have to realize that maybe it's not going to be the type of work that challenges you in the long run. I was faced with that, so I understand what it means. Being in Switzerland, I was in talent management. I worked there my entire life, and when I was in Geneva, I realized that it would be limited because it is a small place and there's not so much there to apply for, and the type of roles that would be available weren't exactly what I was looking for. So for example, if I had wanted to keep my edge in talent management, probably I would have gone to London because that's really where it's happening, and the headquarters are usually there. So my typical role would be in headquarters. Thankfully for me, I ended up going for the freelance option, so I could work from anywhere in the world basically now with my activity, which is great. And actually, I wasn't so keen on going back to the employee type of function, and I shared this openly in all my material. So I'm really not employee material. I think I'm more of a freelancer. Actually, I was headhunted a couple of days ago to work in Germany, I believe. So and I have absolutely no interest in going to Germany. And it was for companies working within supply chain or something like that, operations, which is not at all something that I would be interested in. Again, could have been a great opportunity, but I wasn't looking. But just so to say that sometimes if you focus on developing your skills, becoming the best at what you do, you will get noticed, even from odd type of areas. So focus on that. So that's really the core of my book as well, creating opportunities. Rather than to say, how can I get noticed by this recruiter, or how can I get this job? Focus about honing your skills and become the best at what you do, and then people will find you. So that's really how it works, is become the type of person that you want to become, become the best in your field. And then trust me, recruiters will be headhunting you, even if you don't want it, which is really, I think, an interesting element, and it really proved what I wrote in my book, which, by the way, I will link the book below. It's on Amazon, and you're welcome to download this. I think it would be also helping you in terms of this short-term, medium, and long-term strategy to attract the right opportunities. So as usual, feel free to post below. Have a great day and talk to you soon.